If you've been putting off upgrading your home's heating and cooling controls just because the options out there are, well, totally overwhelming, you are in exactly the right place. Today's explainer is going to completely demystify the ultimate smart thermostat showdown, especially for those of us navigating extreme climates. We're looking at a fantastic source today that breaks down the choice between two absolute titans of the industry. So, get comfortable because we're going to make this complex tech decision incredibly simple. It's the core dilemma you face the second you decide to modernize your house. You're staring at that old, clunky dial on your wall, you know you want an upgrade, and suddenly, you're bombarded with features, apps, and all these big promises of energy savings, but it really boils down to this: Ecobee or Nest? Which one is actually right for your specific home? Because as you're going to see, the answer absolutely isn't the same for everyone.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the stakes are incredibly high when we talk about what our source calls the Illinois Climate Challenge. And hey, while the source focuses on Illinois, this literally applies to anyone living in a region with wild, punishing seasonal swings. We are talking about surviving intense environmental shifts. You're relying on heavy-duty forced air heating to keep your pipes from freezing in the bitter winter without going totally broke on sky-high utility bills, right? And then you turn around and demand highly efficient cooling during those sweltering, humid summer months. Your thermostat is the brain managing all of that stress.
And here's the thing. Picking a thermostat isn't a one-size-fits-all situation, mostly because what's behind your walls isn't one-size-fits-all. Local HVAC setups vary wildly. Depending on your house, you might be running heat pumps, maybe complex multi-stage systems, or even dual-fuel setups. You absolutely need a device that actually speaks your equipment's language. Otherwise, you're just paying for a glowing screen on your wall. Round 1. Comfort and sensors. We're kicking things off by looking at exactly how each of these devices handles temperature mapping in your actual physical living space. So, let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about your home's layout for a second. Does your living room run significantly warmer than your bedrooms? Maybe you've got a second floor that always feels like a sauna, or uneven sun exposure that just bakes one side of the house in the afternoon. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's a huge factor in home comfort, and it's exactly the problem these smart thermostats are trying to solve. Now, notice the contrasting strategies these two brands use. On one side, we have Ecobee's highly targeted strategy. Their system relies on remote room sensors that you can place around the house to monitor the conditions in the spaces you actually use the most. It actively works to fix those uneven temperatures. On the other side, we have Nest. Nest takes a very centralized approach. Its integrated thermostat automates your climate based on how you use the overall space, kind of acting as one unified command center. So, who takes the crown in round 1? Well, we can clearly frame it this way. The winner for uneven temperatures is undeniably Ecobee. That multi-room sensor strategy just provides much clearer comfort tuning when temperatures vary. But the winner for uniform homes is Nest. If your home's temperature is already relatively even from room to room, Nest's centralized convenience is absolutely more than enough to keep you perfectly comfortable.
Round 2. Setup and HVAC compatibility.
Now let's see what happens when we get our hands dirty and actually have to wire these devices to the wall. For Nest, the focus is entirely on a beautifully streamlined, guided setup experience. It's designed to make the installation process feel totally effortless and simple for the average homeowner. But for Ecobee, you're getting incredibly flexible configuration options. It's engineered with the technical depth required to handle those complex and multi-stage systems we talked about earlier. It gives you the precise, sharp control you need if your HVAC system is a bit more demanding. So, the crucial point is this. Your winner here depends entirely on your desire to tinker versus your desire to just plug and play. If you've got a complex HVAC setup and you want the flexibility to manage multiple stages, Ecobee is your clear winner. But if you want a simple installation where the device literally holds your hand through the process without overwhelming you, Nest takes the win.
Round 3. The brains. Automation versus customization.
Both of these brands aim to reduce your heating and cooling costs, but they use entirely different logic and software philosophies to get you to those energy savings. With Ecobee, the core intelligence is all about occupancy-aware behavior. It prevents energy waste in unused rooms by reacting to where you are right now. If a room is empty, it knows, and it adjusts. Nest, however, is a creature of habit. It focuses on automation that learns and adapts to your consistent daily routines. If your household leaves for work at the exact same time every single day, Nest's automation performs beautifully with almost zero manual tweaking. It learns your schedule and just does the work for you. But I want you to pay very close attention to this critical warning pulled directly from our source material. Maximizing savings depends on how aggressively you enable these energy-saving modes. Even the absolute smartest thermostat on the market will underperform if you tell it to chase comfort in empty rooms, or if underlying physical ventilation and airflow issues just aren't addressed. Think of a smart thermostat as a brilliant conductor of an orchestra. If the physical vents in your home are blocked, it simply cannot fix a broken system.
Round 4. App experience and smart home integration.
This round covers the day-to-day digital usability. You know, what it feels like when you pull out your phone on the couch to make an adjustment. Once again, the two brands cater to very different users. Nest provides an incredibly polished ecosystem. Its advantages center on quick, seamless adjustments, which is especially fantastic if you're already navigating life via the Google Home app. Ecobee, on the other hand, gives you highly granular control and integrates wonderfully across platforms, including Apple HomeKit and Alexa. Its strengths really shine in its feature-rich customization, allowing you to tailor your comfort settings to your precise household preferences. It's all about how much control you want in the palm of your hand.
The final verdict: making your choice. We've reached the moment of truth where we synthesize all these rounds into a final, actionable decision. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the right choice depends entirely on your specific homeowner profile. If you have multiple zones and strong temperature hotspots, your best choice is Ecobee. If your home has even temperatures and you have highly consistent daily routines, Nest is the way to go. Got a complex multi-stage HVAC system? You want Ecobee. Just want a simpler guided app experience without all the fuss? Then Nest is your best bet.
So before you click Add to Cart, I want to guide you through these exact 3 steps you must take right now. First, check your HVAC type and wiring compatibility. You gotta know what you're working with. Second, review your home for strong temperature hotspots. Really think about which rooms get too hot or too cold. And third, decide how important multi-room sensing is to your daily comfort. With those answers, picking between these 2 brands becomes totally predictable rather than just a subjective guess.
It all comes down to knowing your own space. You have the facts, you know the strengths of each system, and you know what to look for in your own house. So, with your home's unique layout and routines in mind, which smart thermostat will you install before the next extreme season hits?